And we have to be careful. For example, one of the sources of tension on the political campaign trail is the practice by supporters of the two major political parties to tear down the posters and signs of their opponents. And it's happening right across the country. Yeah? This morning, I got a video from Dr. Wickham McNeil, the PNP candidate for North Trelawney. He's up against Attorney at Law Tova Hamilton of the governing Jamaica Labour Party in that constituency. And Dr. McNeil was expressing disappointment that his posters are being torn down in Northern Trelawney. Now, when you tear down posters, at the base level of the politics, that causes problems. Yeah, because the posters of the party that has been torn down, those supporters get bringle and want revenge, so them go tear down the posters of the other party. And that's where you have problems. This is what Dr. McNeil said last evening. Yeah?
I was just coming back from a graduation in the constituency and saw a number of my signs torn down. I didn't think this would happen in North Trelawney. I've heard about it happening. Certainly Danishka and Andre have had a number of problems, but this seems to be more the norm of today rather than the exception. This is a real problem, and the political ombudsman, the office was put in place to ensure that we moved away from those dark days of the politics of the past. And when I see this happening now, I'm calling on my opponent and the others in the other constituencies, let us stop this. Let us campaign on serious matters like others and the issues that affect our constituents and on the policies that we bring towards resolving those problems rather than to just cheap political antics like this, which serve only to inflame the persons at the base. So I'm calling on them to stop. Let us move forward with a positive campaign.
Yes, sir. Dr. McNeil is on point. Yeah, all the tearing down of posters do is to inflame passions and generate problems, fights. Yeah, shed blood if you're not sharp, if you're not careful. Yeah? And we must stop it. Stop it. We don't need that. Yesterday afternoon, I was in St. Mary and I drove through West Rural St. Andrew, Southeast St. Mary, Central St. Mary, and unlike what we are learning from Dr. McNeil in North Trelawney, I was forced to notice that the posters of the two parties were next to each other, back to back. In Southeast St. Mary, Dr. Dunn posters, full-size posters, Chris Brown of the PNP up against Dr. Dunn, his posters were there, small in size, but everywhere, every light pole, you saw Brown, Dunn, Brown, Dunn. Yeah? When I entered Central St. Mary, I saw Omar Newell. Yeah, posters up. Nathaniel, what's his name? Nathaniel Jamar. Can't remember the last name. His posters were up. Mr. Newell's opponent in Central St. Mary. Why can't remain like that? So North Trelawney, I know in St. James we have had problems with the tearing down of posters. Yeah, we don't need to do that. As Matt Neal says, let us debate the issues and the policies. Yeah? We don't want a war. We don't want to fight. We're better than that. We're past that. We're past that, man. No. The Jamaica Progressive Party, the JPP, we will all have to vote for JPP, based on what they're promising. If you're a fool, then you vote JPP. Yeah? Because they are promising $2 trillion US in promises to transform the country in 50 years. They are proposing to pay off the national debt, abolish income tax, and pay off all student loans. So tell me now, how are you going to do that? Yeah? Here's more on the JPP $2 trillion promise from Mahiri Stewart.
We have endured the lies for 62 years, and both of them don't even care. Now is the time to even the score. Let's vote for change and a whole lot more. Right party, right time. Ready for vote, make up your mind. JPP, honest and true. JPP for me and you.
A taste of the campaign song for the Jamaica Progressive Party. It's the nation's fourth registered political party. It's seeking to contest the upcoming general election alongside the JLP, the PNP, and the UIC. The party is headed by Chairman Calvert Everton Thomas and Party President Gilbert Edwards. It's the first of the registered parties to put forward a manifesto. The document runs for more than 100 pages and has some eye-popping promises. JPP has called for a parliamentary vote, followed by a national referendum to reclassify Jamaica's system of governance as a humanitarian government. Central to this restructuring would be a new constitution focused on education, health, family, and public safety. At the core of the JPP's plan is a massive $2 trillion transformation agenda backed by what the party says is secured long-term financing and a $60 billion reserve fund over the next 50 years. For its first 365 days and beyond, JPP outlines a vision to break from the past and liberate Jamaica from foreign debt and dependency. Among the party's headline promises is the complete payoff of Jamaica's national debt. It's also promising sweeping financial reforms, including forgiveness of all student loan debt. The party also pledges to forgive NHT loans and refund contributions for qualifying individuals earning under $500,000 monthly. The tax system would also undergo a radical overhaul under the JPP. It says it will eliminate income tax and /GCT from 15% to 10%. It's also proposing a 1% water tax on personal and corporate income, which would replace monthly water bills, with JPP describing water as a basic human right. The JPP says corporations would face an 18% tax rate if they retain at least 70% of their earnings in Jamaica, or 38% if they fail to comply. The new tax regime also includes a 5% education tax to fund universal access to education and a 5% healthcare tax to finance a free national healthcare system. These tax measures would fund what the JPP proposes as a strict new anti-corruption and anti-crime bill that includes the death penalty for individuals involved in gangs, human trafficking, hardcore drug trafficking, and illegal arms trading. No third party has been elected to the Jamaican Parliament since independence. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Well, let's see how well the Jamaica Progressive Party will do, given its very costly promises. Yeah? It's very costly promises. Let's see how well they will do. Just before we go to the break, for some of our listeners, there's a warning this morning regarding some unregulated sexual enhancement products on the market. The chairman of the Pharmacy Council of Jamaica, Dr. Ernestine Watson, is warning Jamaicans this morning that unregulated sexual enhancement products pose serious health risks and could result in prolonged illness or even death. Her comment comes following a recent advisory from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, which cautioned the public against purchasing or using 3 specific products. And I can think of some people now. I can't call the name. But some of my listeners, be careful. What are these 3 specific products you're not to use? Black Bull Extreme. Black Bull Extreme. Erectimax. No, how you pronounce this? It is spelled Erectemax. That is Erectmax or Erectimax. Don't use it. Why you calling Papa Nana name? Why you calling Papa Nana name? Don't do that. The third one is Royal Honey. Royal Honey. So Dr. Watson, the Minister of Health, gentlemen, ladies, yeah, Black Bull Extreme, Erect Max, and Royal Honey are not to be used. Here's Dr. Watson.
Persons can take these products and they go into cardiac arrest immediately, or they have heart failure, they have kidney failure, and there are health warnings, just like how there are health warnings against cigarette smoking and alcohol. So yes, you have a choice, but the role of the government and the role of the authorities is to protect you from the choices that you would make that will in the long term have a horrible effect on not just you but on society. It's going to cost more for the government to take care of all of these cardiac arrests or whatever that is taking place, right? The liver disease. Another big problem is that some of these things they cause kidney failure and liver disease.
You hear that? Why would you want to subject yourself to those risks? So I beg you, Black Bull Extreme, Erect Max, and Royal Honey, you must not take them. Do not use them. Repeat that clip from Dr. Watson for me.
Persons can take these products and they go into cardiac arrest immediately, or they have heart failure, they have kidney failure, and there are health warnings, just like how there are health warnings against cigarette smoking and alcohol. So yes, you have a choice, but the role of the government and the role of the authorities is to protect you from the choices that you would make that will in the long term have a horrible effect on not just you but on society. It's going to cost more for the government to take care of all of these cardiac arrests or whatever that is taking place, right? The liver disease. Another big problem is that some of these things they cause kidney failure and liver disease.
So you have been warned. According to the Ministry of Health, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has confirmed through laboratory testing that the products are being falsely advertised as natural dietary supplements. She says the sale or possession of such unregulated items is a chargeable offense.
The government has not approved it to be on the market. So if it is on the market, it's illegal. So anyone selling it can be charged. Anyone who participates under the law, they can be charged because it is not supposed to be sold. However, the internet and the ways of means of trading is so wide that it becomes very difficult for you to police everything. And that's why we encourage persons to purchase your drugs and health products from licensed, registered places. That way you're one step ahead of protecting yourself.
All right, Dr. Ernestine Watson, is the chairman of the Pharmacy Council of Jamaica. She was speaking on Wednesday during Nationwide at 5. I've done my job now. I've warned you. Yes? So to all my friends out there, don't try and sit. You might not be able to finish the job. Time for the break.